Krolak family on with me today. Thanks for joining.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Stacy, Ashley, and Ed.
Yep.
These guys have been in the real estate industry for a long time, and I've had the privilege of getting to know Ashley over the last couple months. And had a couple happy hours with her and grabbed lunch and stuff and got to know a little bit about the family and thought, hey, it'd be great to get the whole family on the podcast. So here we are. Let's just jump in. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself, kind of how you guys got into the real estate industry, what you're doing today, and who you're with. Why don't you start off, Stacy?
Sure. I'm Stacy Krolak. Been in the real estate industry as a realtor for 10 years. We are with Russ Lyon Sotheby International Realty, and Ashley joined me about 6 years ago, so we're a mother-daughter team. And we have, as a family, been in the real estate business for a long time because my husband and I, Ed, have built homes since probably about 30 years ago. So we always had a realtor, and I was setting goals for the year, and I said, you know what? I think I would like to be the realtor. What do you think, honey? Do you think I'd be good at that? And he said, I think you were born to do it. And sure enough, I fell in love with it, and I've never looked back.
Yep, love it.
Mm-hmm.
Ash, how about you?
So 6 years ago, I graduated from ASU. Thought I was just going to take a break and go back and get my master's. And my mom said, why don't you be my assistant and do the paperwork for me? And haven't left.
Still here today, huh?
Yep, loving it.
Love it. Ed?
It's been a long career, 36 years. Stacy and I started Subway restaurants 36 years ago, and we started out with one and ended up with 11 of them over about 10 years. And from building those and building out the TIs, I got into construction. Started building homes, built one for my parents, one for us, and then just kind of morphed into a building career.
Yeah.
So built about 50 homes so far, and we build in northern Arizona, Scottsdale, Phoenix, everywhere.
Yep.
Been in a lot of different businesses. Yeah. We did a street up in Mums Park, Krolak Way, and
Love
we have
that.
7 homes, 7 homes that we did on that street.
And there's a great story about that. We'll get into that later.
Nice. How she named the street.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Well,
It's one of the many Krolak stories.
yeah, we got stories for everything. But I just love building homes for people. I've built for a lot of big name people. President, CEO of JCPenney's, COO of American Airlines. So it's just been a fun thing, and usually become really good friends with the people.
Yep.
We have a really good friend that's a doctor, known nationally, and built a house for him in PV, and he's just an amazing guy, and we're like best friends now. So it's kind of brings him into our family and brings all these people into our family, and we all become friends and hang out, and it's just a great life.
Yeah.
It's had its ups and downs, but
Of course.
what doesn't?
We love that most of our clients become our family friends.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Talk a little bit about how the beginning when you first got started in the construction world to today. How's it kind of different?
Oh, man, it's crazy how different it is, but never seen these kind of prices. But so starting from our first home, when I was out there doing all kinds of stuff, framing and learning every trade myself.
Yep.
My dad and I did our first Subway store, and we did the tile and we did the walls, and of course everything was mess, but we got through it. And now I work with my 2 sons, which is great. So, but from back then building homes and just it evolving into today, it's just amazing how prices have gone up. The whole industry has changed. Never would I've ever thought it would cost $450 a square foot to build a house at what I'm charging.
Yep.
And back then you could do a house for $100 a square foot. So it's just crazy. It's really cool. We really love what we do, and being able to see the customer happy at the end of the job it's worth it all.
Yeah. Ashley, being raised in the industry, what's kind of the biggest takeaway you've taken from your parents?
Never give up.
Never give up.
There's always a way.
Yep.
That's what they always taught me. Mindset, too. It's a huge one.
Yeah.
You know.
You guys do a lot of coaching and stuff, don't you?
Probably my mom more than me.
Yeah.
I think my dad's probably my number one coach. I remember calling him in the beginning, and we went to lunch, and I was just freaking out first year in real estate and crying, and he's like, it's going to happen. It's just right around the corner.
Yep.
So just got to hold on.
How's things changed for you since when you got started until today?
It's changed a lot. I was, living at home, didn't have a car for 2 years, driving around with my mom. But it was great because, we got to go show houses together, and then on the way home, I'd write the offer, and we'd already be done, and, it just worked out well. But now I have a car, and I have a home, and it's been a great 6 years. So.
Yeah. Stacy, what's been your experience working with your daughter?
It's been wonderful because really in this industry, what you want to do is you want to help others and lift others as you're going, because it only elevates our career even more. But even more special, obviously, I want my daughter to succeed 1,000%. So to help her, and for those 2 years when we did struggle at the very beginning, just riding around with her was total immersion. So we were able to talk through each deal and strategize each client and how we could help them better, and just to be able to spend that 2 years with her and coach her, and then just see her. I remember the first time I said, Ashley, okay, now you're going to do this listing presentation. And she's like, really? Because usually she would listen to me and I would talk and she would be there. And then I said, yeah, you can do this. You're ready. I see it. I see it in you. And just to see her bloom and succeed is like the best ever. I just absolutely love that right before my eyes.
What have you learned from her?
She's a superstar. What have I learned from her? A lot. I think we learn so much from each other, and we complement each other because I'm more of a driver and she's more of the database and was on, social media because she's younger, obviously, even though I think I'm pretty good for my age in social media.
You're getting the hang of it.
But she is data-driven, so a lot of facts and data that she will provide, and then I stick in the fluff, and I think the two of us together.
Yeah, Mom's more the networker and social butterfly. I'm more the one-on-one clientele, creating those special bonds, with our clients.
Yep.
I travel around the country a lot, so I feed the pipeline, and then Ashley executes and finishes up and closes the deal. So it's
the best part is just the trust. I mean,
yes.
With all of us,
Yep.
I don't have to worry about my partners stabbing me in the back because they're my parents.
Right.
And same goes for them.
Talk a little bit about this collaboration. So obviously having the construction side, so when you're out with your clients, like how has that really played in a big part with that?
Oh, I think it's helped us tremendously as far as our clients were able to, like even in the home inspection process, we're able to have more knowledge, Ashley and I, because we hear the conversations of my husband over the years and my sons. And so we know about certain things like hot water heaters or plumbing or electrical, or even better is, the client will say, well, how much will that cost if we did this, if we rewired that? I said, well, let me call. And I can call. I've got the red phone to call him whenever I need to, the presidential phone, where I don't think most agents have that. And so there would probably be a turnaround time probably of 3 days, even if they had that relationship with a general contractor, where we have him in our back pocket.
Yep.
And so we're able to utilize that, and I think that has helped us tremendously.
Yeah, we just did a deal like that, and they, called Dad and got everything done for their Airbnb, and it's going to be on the market soon. And
yeah, I feel like it's huge, especially for an investor that's coming in, like looking at something that maybe not exactly ready for what they're wanting it to be, and they're like, okay, what is this actually going to end goal be like, and obviously what is the cost of that going to be? And so I feel like that's a huge leg up for you guys and having that expertise.
We can get estimates back to them, and plus we are privy to what the costs are because we know, we hear those conversations every night when we're just sitting around the couch talking as a family.
Usually it's a crazy phone call like, you got to get this done fast. Come on. And I'm like, okay, who are you?
Put us to the front of the line, honey, because we need to close this deal.
Can you get somebody over there this afternoon? Yeah, okay.
He has done it before, though. We'll call him and it's like electricians there
Sometimes
on a Saturday.
I get yelled at, though, too, so nobody likes that.
I mean, do you ever go out to a bid when they're like, yeah, when do you want this done? And is it ever not tomorrow?
No, it's never not tomorrow. It's usually yesterday.
Exactly.
And can you do it for less money?
Right.
No. But it is true, though, because I've watched Stacy and Ashley But Stacy has a lot of friends in the office at Russ Lyon, and I know most of them, and I'll get calls from them because they know.
Yep.
And some of them are just like, I watched HGTV, and do you think I can do this job in a day or two? And it's a new bathroom. I'm like...
And I only want to spend $2,000.
No,
That's my master
well,
bathroom.
The best one was $10,000 for a bathroom, and I won't mention names, but if she watches this, she'll know.
Please don't
$10,000 for this bathroom we have, and can we do it all? I said, are you kidding me? The shower door alone's like $2,500.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and then can you do it in a week? No. Like, I need to go teach a class at Russ Lyon about cost of doing a remodel.
And timeline.
And timeline.
And how long it takes, because this isn't HGTV, and I don't have 150 guys working for me behind the scenes.
That's actually a great call for a class. Actually.
It is.
Yeah.
I
turn
just-
times.
but
of
I need to
construction.
charge 'em,
Right.
'cause-
Yeah. Whoa.
The
No,
phone
no,
calls
no,
I
no.
get are just insane. So, yeah, it's just amazing. But HGTV is a lie.
Let's just set the record straight.
Yeah, let me just tell you the truth.
So you guys brought up Krolak Way. Now I'm curious. Like, tell me more. Tell me more. I got to hear the backstory.
So I developed these 5 lots. It was actually supposed to be 5 originally.
Honey,
It was 7.
tell the truth. Now the whole thing.
The whole truth. So you get to name this road because it's 5 acres.
Okay.
And so ends up being 7 lots. And so we say, hey, what do you want to name the road? And I said, I'm a big blackjack player, which I told you earlier.
Yep.
And so I want to name it Blackjack Ridge. And she's like, you're nuts. We are naming it Krolak Way. And I said, she goes, we have to have a street name after us. It's, you know,
Well,
it has to be.
a bunch of our friends said the children will love it when they get older if they had a name.
And our family is known for go big or go home.
Yeah.
There is no other way.
And if you
We'll
saw
be
the
honest.
cabin, it's 8,000 square feet plus the garages. So it's just, anyways, it's just kind of fitting that we have it. And I agreed with her. I'm like, okay. So we submit the paperwork to the county, and it comes back S for South Krolak Way. And I said, are you freaking kidding me? That's Stacy Krolak Way?
Yep.
Like, why couldn't you do Southeast? And so she goes, I didn't pick that. The county did. I said, oh, yeah,
that's
right.
what the county
Sure,
wanted, so
yeah.
the county gets what the county wants, honey.
So,
It's Stacy Krolak Way.
So I just said it was a setup for the divorce, but whatever.
So Ashley and I went to Barrett Jackson, and you can make signs. And so I had a sign made for him, and I told him you can only hang it in your office, and it says Southeast Krolak Way.
Stacy's
very
still
nice of
first.
you. Yes,
Yeah,
of
Yeah,
course.
Stacy will be up on the
Can't
street.
be E first. I'm beat down. I always say that I'm like 5th in line because there's 5 of us. I'm 6th in line because we had a dog.
Right.
So I'm below the
Just trying to
dog.
beat the dog,
I
yeah.
used to be 1 and 2. Then the kids came along.
And you said your sons are in the biz?
Yeah, so
What-
my
what do
older
they do?
son went to Boise State. He came back. He worked for me from like he was 14 on. Then he went to Boise State, graduated, came back, and he's 30. So he's been with me about 5 or 6 years now, full time. And then my other son, Nick, is 23. He's actually a gunsmith. He loves guns. He went to gunsmith school, which is really cool. I
That is
love
cool.
that. He's also runs the plumbing part of our company. We have a plumbing company called Brooklyn Boys Plumbing.
Okay.
And so I'm originally from Brooklyn. My dad was a cop, so it's Brooklyn Boys Plumbing, and we have retired NYPD on the door.
Cool.
So it's kind of cool. But
Your other son a project manager, or what's he?
the oldest son is project manager. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So
Well,
we just love all
good.
working together.
Yeah.
And, get to see him every day basically. So it's just you couldn't ask for anything better. But,
Every day, and we talk on the phone probably 5 to 10 times a day.
Yeah, we have.
I think 2 hours will go by and be like, what are you doing?
Is everybody okay? Check in. Everyone check in, please.
Which is like the opposite of all
group
of Stacy's friends or Ashley's friends. They're all like, your parents are so cool. And I was the guy, or we were the parents that always had all their friends over. Everybody would come to the cabin up north, and, the rule was, I'd have a lecture with them first. You guys can drink,
Yep.
but you got to leave your keys. And so everybody came. She would have 10 kids come at one time, and the next morning was a cluster.
Yep.
And a bunch of drunk kids laying around. But
No, that
Yeah,
wasn't me.
Sounds
Yeah.
like my
No.
parents' house.
Had a-
Yeah.
had a
Look,
good
sounds
time.
familiar.
Lots of
But-
eggs and pancakes and toast in the morning.
Yeah, we had fun, and that's the main thing is we always have fun. So
So obviously you guys have been in the industry for a while. What's kind of your predictions? What do you see on the horizon?
I mean I see a little bit of a slowdown here in the next year, and then I see Arizona just staying strong.
Yeah.
2024 will probably be amazing, and hopefully keeps going.
Stace?
Absolutely. I think two narratives are going to push us forward. We're going to have a little bit of a slowdown, and then we're going to continue to just rise. And I think the first narrative is that we are still in a low inventory, very low inventory. And then second is Doug Ducey has done a great job of bringing jobs to our city, and so we have that drive. We still have 70,000 plus Californians coming to our state and loving our prices, and a lot of them are all cash. So I really don't see us slowing down. We've got the advantage in Arizona.
Yeah, Ducey's done a great job for businesses, that's for sure, and they're definitely coming
Yes,
here in
he has.
drones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ash?
I think that we already are in the slowdown.
Yep.
I think it's happening right now, and it's going to pick up in first quarter of 2023. So I just see it, staying strong, like my dad said.
Yep.
Yeah, I think 9 out of 10 people that I do homes for, I mean, we're in the higher end, probably 750 and above. We still do remodels, but 9 out of 10 people are paying cash. So interest rates doesn't bother them.
Play factor, right?
Yeah, it's kind of a better place to put your money if the market's down anyways, go into real estate. So,
Yep.
I think that's what people that if you have to get a mortgage and you can't qualify for that mortgage, that part of the market's probably going to be a little tougher.
Yep.
But the higher end stuff that we do is, we do $1 to $5 million homes. So it's, the guy's not worried about a interest rate on his money.
Exactly. Yeah, everyone that I'm talking to, I kind of say the same thing. It's like Scottsdale, for the most part, is doing fine. PV is doing just fine. And the upper north Scottsdale is doing just fine as well. Because like you said, if interest rates aren't a factor, then it's not really hindering anybody from buying. And
Yeah,
if anything, right now, there's actually a good opportunity to buy because prices are a little bit softer than they were 6 months ago.
Absolutely.
And I don't see material costs coming down. People talk to me. I have a lot of rich friends that are like, oh, it's going to come down. I'm like, I don't see that. Like January 1st or January 3rd, I usually see an increase in all material costs. And with gas and inflation and possible recession, who knows? But I don't see those companies discounting their product 30% or materials.
Yep.
So,
Ladies, what's kind of your source of lead generation?
Ashley and
database.
we work our database. We're both certified ninjas, so we really work our sphere of influence, and also referrals through Women's Council of Realtors. It's a group that I'm involved in, and we track every single deal that we do, and we probably get about 80% right now of referral base, from the Women's Council.
Yeah. I think I remember you talking about it, but what is the Certified Ninjas?
So it's called Ninja Selling. It's by Larry Kendall.
Okay.
And it starts off, with your mindset, working your database. They break it down to a seller process and a buyer process, but it's really great for any business. I think, just creating your mindset is where it's going to be, like, that's where it starts. That's what my dad always said. It's in your head. It's, your mind controls, it's the central nervous system, of your business and everything you do, from the moment you wake up and, do your gratitudes, what you're grateful for, and, don't open your email right away, kind of, let that sink in. Write 2 personal notes a day, just focus on the little things. And, there's so much abundance out there. I think everybody gets so worked up on, I got to be on Instagram. I got to be at, the prettiest house. I got to be doing all this. But what it really comes down to is just, focus on, yourself and your mindset.
Yep.
Yeah, we have this thing with our family. We always say everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to work out. And it seems to always work out. So just be positive, and we've always tried to teach our kids that, to be positive.
Yep. Yeah, I feel like that even plays a factor at the tables. Going back to gambling a little bit.
Be grateful and give back.
Yeah. I know that.
Oh, honey, you're so good.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Hey, you're recording this, right?
Yeah, right.
Just cut that clip out for me.
And we love to laugh, so there's a lot of humor in our family.
I could tell. What do you guys got coming up for Thanksgiving?
Oh, we have a great dinner coming up. The table's already set, and we have a ham and a turkey, and we have some friends that don't have family that we invited over this year. So we're super excited to bring them in the Krolak fold and celebrate with them and have a great dinner.
Yeah, one of our clients is coming over, the guy from PV. He's great, so just, it's always great to spend it with people you love.
Yeah. What's been your favorite project you've seen your dad build?
Oh, probably our most recent one that we got to design together up in Flagstaff Ranch.
Okay.
So we did everything from, picking out flooring, cabinets,
Stone, countertops.
stone, a mantle.
Yeah, it's about a
Fireplace.
3,600 square foot, 4-bedroom, 4-bath in Flagstaff Ranch.
Okay.
It's amazing views. It's a spec home, so it's still available.
Just throwing that out there.
And you nicknamed it, Ashley.
Oh, the tree house.
Yeah.
The tree house?
Yes, it's high up in the trees, so it feels like you're in a tree house, like when you're a little kid, but this is for big kids.
It's the first house I've done a heated driveway on because it's very sloped, and so I can't wait for this first snow. I haven't been able to see it work yet. So you can turn it on your app. By the time you get to Flagstaff, it'll be completely
Snow-free.
snow-free,
Melted.
and no ice.
My father-in-law's got a house in Park City, Utah, and he's got one of those. It's definitely nice.
It was
Makes
crazy.
convenient.
It's a $100,000 driveway, so
Oh, wow.
yeah.
How long of a driveway?
It's 3,500 square feet. It's probably like 35 feet, 40 feet long. And
Okay.
yeah, it's nuts.
That'll be cool. It'll be nice.
I choked when they told me how much it was.
In Flag Ranch, do you have to be a member at the golf course?
Yeah,
in order
each
to buy
lot
them?
is tied to a membership, whether it's social or golf. And so you have to pay, right, they just raised it. It's $80,000 for a golf membership.
Okay.
I think the social's $50,000.
Okay.
And then you have monthly dues of about, with all the dues, it's probably about $1,000 a month. So
What's your estimated completion date?
it's already done.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just waiting for a buyer.
Yeah.
I'm going to be
He always
interviewing new
teases.
agents pretty soon.
Always teases us. I'm going to hire somebody new.
Talking to a new agent. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Sure you
You'll
are.
be
Go
sleeping
ahead.
in
Yeah.
another
Try.
bedroom.
Yeah, right. Just try. What's it listed at?
2.1 million.
Okay. And have you built in Flag Ranch before?
Yes, I have. Built the ex-COO of American Airlines.
Okay.
That was about 4,200 square feet. Another guy that was a financial planner, his house was about 4,000 square feet, and then this one.
Okay.
So, yeah.
What are some goals of the Krolak family on the horizon?
We just started our new project in Cave Creek.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's that?
So my parents,
Yeah.
all of us bought 4 lots
Okay.
in Cave Creek, 1-acre lots. So we're going to build some pretty beautiful homes on there.
Yeah, this is kind
Super
of the
excited
first
about it.
time
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
first time that we kind of like
What are the crossroads?
involved everybody in it.
Lone Mountain and Cave Creek.
Yeah, so I took everybody out there. I said, look, Stacy found these lots. We're thinking about doing this. It was in June. And I said, what is everybody's thoughts? 4 custom homes on 1-acre lots. We're coming into this market of slowdown.
Yep.
But I want to get into just building small 4 to 10 subdivision homes that are custom.
Yep.
And do our own stuff, like build a spec home. Somebody wants to buy it, great. But we have a knack for kind of just putting it all together and making it turn out beautiful. And so, possible man cave off the back with an RV garage plus
Keep selling.
yeah, 4,000 square foot house. So you can afford one of
Yeah,
these.
right. Absolutely. Yeah.
So
And it's great because Ashley and I feed into the process with Ed and the boys of what our clients are really asking for and looking for, or when we're showing homes, the oohs and the ahs. And so we feed that feedback to them, and then they put it in the home. So
yeah, it's basically Cave Creek and Lone Mountain, 44th Street. So you go west a little bit, and it's paved road. It's got water, electric. They'll be on septic tanks, but just 1-acre lots are pretty nice and pretty hard to find. So
Yeah.
Yeah. For the
Absolutely.
luxury market, I think it's there. It's going to happen.
Absolutely.
probably be if I just finished the first plan set for the first lot. Actually, he emailed me the plans this morning, and it's going to be about 4,200 square feet.
Okay.
this one doesn't have an RV garage, but it'll be an option. It does have a 4-car garage attached to the home, and possibly an RV garage man cave. So it's...
I've got a lot of friends that are doing that right now. They're moving up to Cave Creek just because you're getting a bigger lot, you're getting the new build. It's just kind of where people are gravitating to right now because it's not available in Scottsdale, and it's really not that far of a drive, 15, 20 minutes or whatever to get up there. And you've got the nice lot. You're in the desert, and there's lakes close to you, golf courses close to you, country clubs that are right around there. It's
I have a lot of friends my age that are going back to that and like the core like foundation of just family and just being out there and just more time in nature, and I think that really came back in 2020. So.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think Sereno Canyon's up there, and then there's like a Boulder Ranch or Boulder something, which is down Dynamite as well, I believe.
And Boulder Creek too.
Boulder Creek.
Boulder
Creek. There's a few of them up there, and they're
brand new
really
grocery stores and shops and coffee shops. So there's so much to offer up there, and the views are beautiful of the mountains.
I mean, that's how we grew up, you know. No fence in the backyard, two acres, and you know, wild animals out there. I mean,
off-road mountain bike right out of your backyard.
Dirt biking,
We
everything.
just need the realtors to get a pre-sold house or sell one of the spec homes.
I've had several cars already.
I'm kind of relying on them. So if you know any other realtors, I'm interviewing.
You brought him today, right, Ashley?
Who invited this guy?
Somebody's got to ground him.
Should tell him when I hired you, and then you hung up on me.
Oh, so Ashley bought a new house, and she's like, Dad, I really want to do this backyard, but the pool prices are crazy, and it's going to take 18 months to do a pool. And I said, I've done pools. I know how to do them.
This is my fourth pool.
We can do a pool. It's my fourth pool. I can do it. The other ones there wasn't a problem with, so
I got this.
Let's do it. Yeah. And so she's like,
well be a pool
well, how much do you think it's going to be? I said, I don't know, probably 40, 50 grand. And it turned out to be about 60 grand, maybe 62. And she's like, this is ridiculous. I have a contract for 50. I'm like, yeah, but there was no markup in that. It would be $100,000 if you didn't. So anyways, we're going along.
Did you make him sign the contract, Ashley?
There was no, this was a handshake. Over lunch that he paid for.
Lessons learned.
So it was the pool and the whole backyard, and we designed a really cool backyard. But the part she's talking about is when he
would call me and tell me, oh yeah, the guys will be there today, blah blah blah, and I wake up and there's no one out there, so I call him and I'm like, there's no one in my backyard right now, like, where are they?
And I was like, I always wanted to do this to a client, and I freaking hung up. And she was just like, Dad? Calls me back, ha ha ha, now when are the guys going to be here? I said, Ashley, it's a hit and miss deal. This is like a favor deal, okay? This is on the arm. In New York, you call this on the arm, okay? You're not paying me. So they show up when they show up. And so...
It's done now. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
It's
it turned out great. Cost more than she thought. Sorry. And
hey, that's what you tell people all the time.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
it's not like it was a huge shocker.
No, and I threw in some stuff. I did all those grates that have the rocks in them as walls. We did those. My guys built them for free, so I didn't charge her. So, just little things that we try to do. Yeah. We put too much rocks in, so we have to come back and do that. It's a little high for her. But
okay.
Little things that, you can do with family.
Do you still have any Subways?
I don't. We sold all of them in '96, and
oh, that's a good story too.
It was a great business.
I went to preschool and.
Oh, so you know how your daughter?
This sounds like the Toohey family from Blindside right now. I'm gonna need my vouchers after this.
Tim McGraw.
So she says, Dad, you need to come to school with me. It's bring your parent to school and talk about what you do. And we had just sold the Subways, so I wasn't doing anything. I was maybe dabbling in some buying of real estate and selling it, but I just at home every day. And so I had 5 years where I was collecting checks for the payments on the stores. And so she gets up there and they go, what does your dad do? And she goes, I don't know. We go to the mailbox and we get checks and then we go out to lunch. So it's like
all the other parents are like, oh, that's
everybody in the class. Everybody
Stay
in the
away
class.
From those Krolaks.
from that day forward, everybody in the class thought I was in the mafia.
Like in high school and everything.
I always wore black. I always looked like I was in the mafia. And I'm from Brooklyn, and I drive a black Mercedes that says Blackjack on it. On the license plate, it said Blackjack. And so
I would say that's our Krolak family goal, is go to the mailbox again and pick up checks.
Yeah. We need
sometimes
mailbox
do that.
money, but it's not as frequent.
Yeah.
Hopefully next year.
Yes.
Would you ever advise somebody to invest in subways?
It was really good.
Subway.
It was really good to
I
us.
do too. Still.
It was really good to us.
That's awesome.
We did it. We were very young. She was 20. I was 21.
Okay.
Actually, she was 19.
19
and I was 20 when we started and opened our first store in September of '86.
Where was that?
It was 7th Avenue in Osborne, downtown Phoenix.
The 4th subway.
And so,
was it the first one?
we were the 4th store in Arizona.
Wow. Okay.
But people did not know what Subway was. We would have people come in and say, "Where's the underground tunnel?"
Yeah.
So
I'm like, this is a restaurant. This is a franchise.
Stacy said she wouldn't marry me until she turned 20 because she was 19. So the day, November 3rd, she turned 20. November 4th is our anniversary. We got married at the Justice of Peace in our Subway shirts. Just me and her. And my parents were pissed because they didn't get invited. And so it was kind of a big deal. But we got married, and then we opened 10 more stores, and it's kind of
and the judge that married us
would
would come to our 7th Avenue and Osborne store all the time and eat there for years. The judge that married us.
Yeah, he was cool.
How did you choose Subway?
We attended ASU, and we got Entrepreneur Magazine. Okay. And I was big into lifting weights and working out, and so that's the first time I'd ever seen wheat bread offered. And that was the thing. I saw wheat bread, and so then I called the area developer, and I bugged the shit out of him until he sold me a freaking store. And we became friends, and kind of history from there.
So the first one you purchased?
So the first one we purchased, I borrowed $100,000 from my uncle Peppino Ferrara.
Okay.
Sounds right out of
from
the
mob. Yep. Peppino.
And so I borrowed $100,000. Who, what uncle gives you $100,000? Like, I don't know if I'd give Ashley $100,000. Just kidding.
Of course I would. Of course.
But he gave me this $100,000, and at first, the first year, we basically worked the store all the time. Yeah. So she would open with my dad and run it in the day. And back then you had to stay open till 2 a.m. So I'd come in at 5 and work till 2 a.m. the night shift with maybe one employee.
7 days a week.
And I remember we had just leased a car because that was like I had a little truck, and she needed a car. So we leased a car. And if you can imagine taking my 60-year-old dad down to co-sign for this car, this ex-cop that smoked cigarettes constantly. He said, we're signing on the line, and he goes, I better not have to effing pay for this payment. It's $227 a month, dude. But I remember driving home from work in that car on a Sunday, and we had done $99 for the day in sales, crying, going, I lost my uncle's $100,000. And so then the true blackjack player came through and said, let's double down and open another store. And so I borrowed money from my dad and opened the second store at 35th.
His parents, actually, they believed in us so much. They had a home that was paid for free and clear. They sold their house at the age of, 65, 70? 65.
Maybe.
And moved in an apartment complex, next to us. We each had our own apartments, but they sold that. That's how much they believed in us and loved us.
Yeah, gave us $120,000
to open up our second store.
Second and third store.
That's what kind of family they are.
Yeah, that's incredible. Crazy. That's quite the story, actually.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It is. So our first call of action as soon as we made money is we said...
You heard that right.
We said we want to build you a dream home. So we bought a lot, and that's how Ed and I really got started in building homes. So we found a lot for them, and then we designed it for them, and we built them their dream home, and that was their home, and then we did one for ourselves. So that's how that whole thing started.
That way.
The general contracting.
That's an incredible story.
Mm-hmm.
So then you started building out your own subways after?
After the first one, I basically built. Well, we built the first one too, but we built all of them. Me and my dad, or me and friends. And that's how I got into building
And you
houses.
sold all of them what date?
Basically 96, 95, 96, we sold
So you
all
don't
of
really
them.
remember them.
No,
I was
she
a
was-
little Subway baby, but I don't remember.
Yeah.
You have your
Yeah.
Subway
I have a
onesie.
Subway onesie and like
Onesie.
shoes.
Yeah.
Subway would always send us, when we had a kid, they'd send us a outfit. And
I just
with
remember
the date on it.
going to pick up the checks.
Yeah.
which was an important part. The most
Someone's
important
gotta
part.
do it.
So yeah, I think back to your question, I Subway now is a tough deal. It's gone up and down, but it's just a tough deal. There's a lot more competition in that arena now.
Yeah.
So
How many locations do you think there are now?
there was,
In the Valley?
last time I checked, they were like 400.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's
But
Right.
there.
yeah.
The whole idea behind that is Subway's matrix says there should be 30,000 people for every Subway location.
Got it.
But you're really better if you even have more. So every location is different, and it just depends on your demographics and your traffic flow. So
There was a lot of cannibalism going on where they'd put more stores closer to you, and their theory is just overall more sales, but it's less profitability for each individual owner. So you don't want a store, right around the corner from your store.
Yeah.
Even though they're trying to, this isn't Circle K. We're not trying to catch every car going each direction.
Sure.
So it's just, it was good to us and great to us, really.
From that experience, have you helped anybody else find a location for a franchise or anything like that?
we've done several things
So
after that.
I was the president after that. I was the president of Precision Door,
Okay.
Garage Doors, and I opened 34 locations around the country. So just, got into that a little bit. We've been in a lot of different businesses, so
Yeah.
it's been
It's like
It's been
growing
an
up.
You've had
adventure.
quite a few good mentors in your past, I would say.
Yeah,
that's for
just
sure.
a bit.
Yeah.
So doing anything other than entrepreneurship would be just crazy to me.
Yeah,
we
I think
talk
you'd,
about
I think
that
you'd
all
probably
the
get in
time.
trouble, sounds like.
well, I
Like,
would say you can't go clock in at 9 to 5 job or 8 to 5 job. These, we go to lunch every other day, and
Right.
you make your own schedule and you're your own boss, and it's not always perfect, but
Yep.
it's
and then
great
some
to be on your
days
own.
you work, 14 hours. So
Yep.
Yeah, it's 7
every
days a
day's
week. You're always
different.
available to do something,
Or you
Yeah.
take 2 weeks off and go to Croatia.
yeah, I mean, we get to do that too. So.
once in a while we take a trip.
Well, there's the meme of I quit my 9 to 5 to start my own business, and now I'm working 80-hour weeks. But it's still your own time, and no one's
Right.
telling you how to dictate your own
Yeah,
time.
you
It's-
get to decide
it's-
how much money you're gonna make and
Exactly.
how much, how hard you're gonna work.
It's kind of
in
like
it.
they say, if you love what you're doing, it's not work.
Yep.
I love what I'm doing, so I don't care if I'm doing it on the weekends. Sometimes I don't want to be bothered, and you just don't answer the phone. But, back in the day, you didn't have a cell phone. Now they can contact you 24 hours a day.
Yep.
you know.
It's an instant
Page
economy now,
me
is
or-
what I always say.
Yeah, it's just
If
how
you
it
don't get
is
the
now.
answer now or give them the answer now, they'll go find it somewhere else.
Yeah,
And-
instant gratification. That's
Yep.
what's
Amazon
our
has
society
screwed
is
us,
all
that's for
about.
sure, in a lot of ways. It's like, oh, okay, I want this, I want it now.
Yeah.
And that's not how a business works.
No.
It's not just like, oh, I opened my doors and here we go.
Yep.
Or I got my real estate license and I sold, 5 million right away.
People that are watching this, why should they work with the Krolak family?
We're one big family.
We're one big family. I don't think you'll find hardly any family that won't work as hard as we will. We will work so hard for you, and it means so much to us. Like customer service and the gratification to knowing that we are serving our customers and our clients means the world to us, and that's our goal with each client. Ashley and I strategize: what do they need? How can we best serve them?
Yeah, how can we create value for them? It's
I
all
think
about
it's
creating
just that
value.
we're fun. We're fun.
That's
we're
the
loving
cherry on
people.
top.
I mean,
To be honest,
Just how it is.
like you said in the beginning, I feel like you guys probably bring people in where they're part of the family, and I feel like, this is probably the most I've laughed on one of these. I've had a blast, like literally. So I feel like you guys you'll have a good time with you guys.
I mean,
Truly,
life's
that's-
hard enough, Just have fun with what you're doing, and it's all going to work out in the end.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, just double down.
Yeah, it's all gonna work out.
Double down. I already got him talking my blackjack terms.
People that want to reach you, how can they get a hold of you guys?
KrolakGroup.com.
KrolakGroup.com.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you guys
You
heard it.
can call me at my cell phone anytime. 480-518-2405.
Flagstaff Ranch 2.1, 3,500 square feet.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful home. Make sure you go see it.
It's
Check
for
it out.
sale for blackjack. 21. 2.1 million.
Is that actually how you came up with the price?
Sometimes.
He always
Numbers
figures out.
revolve around 21.
He
Baby.
will like
Figure it
say,
out, all right.
oh my god, our room number is this, and he'll add all the numbers they added. They equal 21.
I'm like a numbers freak, so I know my driver's license number. I know my phone number from when I was 5 years old.
I call him my Rain Man.
Yeah, I just know numbers, and we'll go to a hotel, and I'll be like, oh, the room number adds up to 21. And she's like, how did you think of that? It's just like,
It's always on his mind. What you focus on expands.
Thank you.
Another Larry Kendall
Oh boy.
quote.
Dropping knowledge on us, Ashley.
Ninja selling.
I gotta ask Stacy to focus more. Then you're not thinking of what I'm thinking. Okay.
All right, let's keep it clean, Ed.
Speak into the microphone.
We started that way, and I guess we're ending that way.
Yes. Thank you.
Probably want to cut some of this out.
Thank you so much for sticking around for another episode of Break It Down with Braydon. You guys heard it first from the Krolak family. Stick around, more to come. Thank you.